Welcome to day 3 of the Primal Bootcamp video series. Today is going to be all about exercise or training, however you want to call it. The main point of training or exercise is resistance training. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, it doesn't matter if you're older, your focus should be on building muscle safely. This is important, not just to look good, not just about having a wide chest or shoulder or muscular arms. This is actually important to slow down aging, and there are tons of benefits. One of which is that it increases your overall metabolism. And what this means is that it's easier for you to stay in a low body fat percentage like this all year round, or it's easy for you to actually lose fat when you have more muscles. Of course, you want to make sure that you're building muscle safely. You don't want to get injured, because if you get injured, you're going to be away from training for a few months. Now, you may be asking, do you need to be working out in the gym? You don't have to. You can be working out at home. You can be using body weight. You can even be using resistance bands, which is something I would recommend if you're working out at home. But the gym is still something that I recommend to clients, and that's something I do very regularly for two reasons. The first reason is that there are so many different weights, so it's easy to vary your resistance and vary the machines so that you get the ideal amount of resistance for the particular muscle that you're working out on. This way, you're able to achieve the ideal amount of progressive overload so that your muscles grow stronger and bigger. In other words, working out at home with body weight is actually going to take more effort for you to achieve the same amount of gains as compared to using the equipment in the gym. The second reason why I recommend you to work out in the gym is because when you're at home, that's where you eat, that's where you talk to your family, that's where you watch TV and do countless other things. But when you're in the gym, you can train your mind to just focus on working out. You can unleash the beast mode, the warrior mode inside you for this 1 hour, 4 times or 5 times a week, and you're not distracted. Now I know, when you're about to start working out, your body is lazy, it's slow, it's heavy. Oftentimes, I also don't feel like working out when I get to the gym. So what is my secret? It's warming up. Personally, I like skipping rope. I love skipping rope as my warm-up. Why? Because it's an easy activity for me to start sweating. And when I start sweating, it's very easy for me to get in the mood to push myself physically. And yes, added bonus when you're skipping rope is that you are jumping, you're skipping. And when you're doing this motion, you are actually boosting your lymphatic system, which is your body's ability to remove the waste from the food and the air and the water that we ingest. Too many people are obsessed with digestion, which is the absorption part of nutrition, but we neglect the elimination part, because anything that comes in, it also has to come out, and that is the lymphatic system at play. Now, of course, there are many different routines when it comes to working out, but what I like to do for myself and my clients, I've actually personally been using this routine for about 8 years now. It's push, pull, and legs. The beauty of this split is that even if you're working out at home with body weight or resistance bands, you can and you should still use this split. So it's perfect if you have a dynamic and busy lifestyle and sometimes you're traveling. So basically, your entire body, you're gonna split it into 3 categories: push, pull, and legs. For the push day, this is gonna be your chest, your shoulder, and your triceps. Now, why are we working all these 3 muscle groups on the same day? Because in a way, they are connected. If you're pushing anything horizontally, you are working on your chest. If you're pushing something vertically, you're working mainly on your shoulders. If you're pushing something diagonally, it's going to be a mixture of chest and shoulders. And no matter how you're pushing, you are working on your triceps. The second day is going to be your pull day. On your pull day, you're working on your back and your biceps. The reason why is because they are connected. When you're pulling anything horizontally, you're working on your back and also your biceps. Same thing, when you're pulling something vertically, you're working on your back, different parts of your back, and your biceps. So you want a wide range of pulling motions on your pull day, ranging from horizontal, diagonal, and vertical. And the third day is your leg day, which is all the muscles below your waist. And you've got 3 major groups. You've got your quads, your hamstrings, and your calves. So now that you know which muscle groups are being worked for push day, pull day, and leg day, you may be asking, how often should you be training? Well, the beauty of this split is that you can be working out 3, 4, 5, or even 6 times per week and be using the same split. You can be training 4 times this week, 5 times next week, 3 times the following week, and you just rotate this. So if you did push today, tomorrow you do pull, and the next workout you do legs. And you can insert your rest days whenever you feel like you need it or you want it. So let's choose an example. Let's say today is your pull day. Now you already know you're gonna be working on your back and your biceps. You know it's your pulling day. But which exercises do you choose and in which order? So I'm gonna give you a very simple concept that I've been using for a very long time and that my clients are also using so that it becomes very simple and intuitive, no matter which gym and no matter which equipments you have in front of you. And that is this: train your biggest muscle groups first. So for a pull day, you've got back and biceps. Which is bigger? Your back is bigger. So you want to work your back first. When your back is finished, then you move on to your biceps. And if this is a push day, what does it mean? It means that you train your chest first because your chest is bigger than your shoulders. And after your chest is done, then you move on to shoulders. And then when your shoulders is also done, you move to triceps. That is for push day. But now let's go back to your pull day, back and biceps. So you know that you should be starting to work on your back first. But there are dozens of exercises for your back in the gym. So which ones do you do first? You start with the exercises where you can lift the most weights. And generally this means that you start with free weights, such as the barbell or your own body weight, like this, like a pull-up. So this is oftentimes the first exercise I do for my pull day, the first exercise for my back. And as a guideline, each exercise you do, aim for 3 or 4 sets. And you want to do anywhere from 8 to 15 reps. That means that if you can do more than 15 reps, it's too light. Increase the weight. So for this case, if I can do more than 15, which I can, I've got to put on a belt with additional weights. And you want to aim to rest between 60 to 90 seconds between sets. So for example, if I did 13 reps, I'm going to rest 90 seconds and I'm going to do another 12 reps. And this is going to be the second exercise. So you want to make sure that different exercises are slightly different. They're not the exact same motion. So for this one, you're going to notice it is going to be a diagonal pulling motion. And I like to do this way, one arm at a time, and really feel the contraction and the expansion of my muscles for the full range of motion. And of course, you want to make sure that after you're done with one side, you move on to the other side. So the first exercise we did vertical, second exercise we did kind of diagonal, and the third exercise is going to be horizontal. You want to keep your elbows close to your body and control it while it's going up and down, and feel the stretch in your back and the contraction. 8 to 15 reps of this. And of course, do both sides so your body is balanced. So the fourth exercise is this. Get this attachment, and now it's time to do this motion. Some people like to do this with their shoulder day, but I think it's really more of a pulling motion. And notice how I'm doing it. I'm focusing on the time under tension for my muscles. I'm not just doing a rep just so that I could say that I've done a rep. So for today, we only did 4 exercises for the back, and we're gonna move on to biceps now. But you can actually be doing more exercises for your back. It doesn't have to be 4. So, just like with your back exercises, when it comes to choosing the first exercise for your biceps, you wanna choose the exercise where you can lift the most weights. And oftentimes, this is something with the bar. And note how I'm doing it. I'm not just doing a rep for the sake of doing a rep. I'm going slow in the parts where it's actually the hardest and focusing on the time under tension. Because your muscles don't actually care or know exactly how heavy is the weights you're lifting. All it cares about is the tension and the resistance. So this is going to be the second exercise for your biceps, which is actually also the last exercise for us. And I'm sure you can notice that the resistance, the weights for this exercise is lighter than the first exercise that we did. And that is generally what's going to happen. When you're using cables, these are often the last exercises you should be doing for the muscle group. But it's the same concept. You want to focus on time under tension so that your muscles can get the progressive overload in an effective and safe manner, instead of just obsessively increasing the weights that you're lifting. Again, this is just a sample of what your workout should kind of look like. These are conceptual. I just wanted to go through which types of exercises should you do first, which ones next, and which ones last, in which order of the muscle groups. So for this case, we did 4 for the back and 2 for the biceps. I personally do around 5 to 7 exercises for the back and around 3 exercises for the biceps. 3 to 4 sets each, 8 to 15 reps per set, and 60 to 90 seconds rest in between. And my total workout is going to be less than 1 hour and 15 minutes. So guys, this is also an important tip, which is when you're working out, really give it your all. And some guys I see in the gym, their face is so calm, and if it's their first rep or last rep, their face looks the same. It's not supposed to be like that, guys. You're supposed to push yourself to your limit. That is how your muscles are gonna grow bigger and stronger. And also, don't rush through the parts that are hardest. Most guys, what they'll do is they'll be swinging and they'll be doing like this just to say they've done the rep. You don't want that. Your muscles don't care how heavy the number of the weights is. All it cares is the tension. So if you don't make your muscles suffer, it's not gonna grow bigger and stronger. Now let's assume you've done your 6 to 8 exercises for the day. Your muscles are exhausted. You have to end your workout with stretching. This is the best way for you to reduce the chances of injury in the future, because you're increasing your agility. And it's not just about injury prevention. When you are stretching, you're also improving recovery so that you can hit the same muscle groups more quickly. An extra benefit of stretching is that you're actually elongating your joints and your effective range of motion. So for example, let's say with your bench press, you're only able to do like this, but because you stretch it, you're now able to go lower. So the range of motion between contraction and expansion is actually bigger. And when that's bigger, you can train it more effectively with your workouts. So here are some stretches you can do for your back. So this dynamic stretch is called the cat-cow. So inhale to look up, and exhale to look down and arch your back. Now this particular stretch is so good, you don't actually have to just do them after a back day. This is a great stretch to do in the morning. Another great stretch for your back is this. You go on the floor, you prop yourself up like this, and with your back relaxed, you slowly push your torso up, and you should feel the stretch in your back. You don't want to push your hands like this. You want to just rest it and then look up and feel the stretch in your middle back. And this stretch is going to be for your biceps. Do both sides. So if you found this video helpful so far, please click on the like and subscribe button. And if you want more information about my Primal Blueprint, I have it for free on the links below. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, where I go through not just your food every single day, but I review the exercises that you do every single day to give you the accountability and guidance for you to build your ideal physique, click on the link below. Now, you may not be working out regularly, and you may think that it requires too much effort, or you may think you've worked out in the past before and you didn't enjoy it. A lot of my clients, when they come to me, they say they don't like working out. But the truth is, once they know how to work out properly, and they've done it consistently for a few weeks, it becomes an enjoyable process. And trust me guys, lifting weights is going to be very important for you. Even if your goal is not to build muscle, even if your goal is just to reduce belly fat or body fat, you want to make resistance training a core part of your daily life. If you make resistance training, lifting weights in the gym, a habit, it can become your meditation. It is my meditation. It is the meditation of almost all my clients as well. When you work out properly and consistently, it quickly becomes a habit. And it becomes very easy for you to fall in love with the process. Guys, so we just wrapped up day 3 of the 7-day Primal Bootcamp series. I'm so excited you're here with me. And the next video, we're gonna talk about sleep. And I look forward to seeing you in that video.